Hello, my name is Cindy Matalucci, and you're watching The Pulse, where we get the 411 on all the latest and greatest things to do in this amazing city, San Diego. From the newest bars and restaurants to the chicest boutiques, to the gyms and the trainers that are getting the people of this city buff 365 days a year, to the place you want to go to get your spa on. I'm exploring it all for you, and of course, having fun along the way. So, come with me while we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. This episode of The Pulse was brought to you by Urban Skincare. Since 2002, Urban Skincare has provided their clients with a luxurious spa experience in a contemporary setting. Founders Aaron and Larissa provide top quality service and a commitment to excellent holistic care. At their full-service spa, they offer everything from facials to custom spray tanning. For more information on Urban Skincare, you can go to urbanskincare.com. On today's episode, we take you on an exclusive tour of lions, tigers, and bears, an animal rescue sanctuary located in Alpine, California. We sit down in studio with veteran film producer Nick Palmisciano and Emmy-nominated director Tim O'Donnell and talk about their newest documentary, NotAWarStory. We end our show on the streets of San Diego for our special on Entrepreneur Confessions. You know how passionate we are about animals. When I toured Lions, Tigers, and Bears Animal Sanctuary, I was blown away by the passion owner Bobbi Brink has for what she does. Lions, Tigers, and Bears is dedicated to providing a safe haven for unwanted and abused exotic animals. Check this out. I'm here with owner and founder Bobbi Brink. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, thank you.
Oh my gosh, this place is so phenomenal. Before we dive into this place though, I want to learn a little bit about your story and your passion and how you got involved in the industry.
Okay, well, I've always had a love for animals, of course, passionate about animals, but I was actually opening a restaurant in Texas, and while I was getting my restaurant equipment in the classified ads, I kept seeing lions, tigers, leopards for sale. So I'm from San Diego, you don't really see that here, and I just wanted to go check it out, and it was pretty much a life-changing moment. The first place I went, a woman had 30 big cats that she was breeding on 5 acres, lived in a mobile home, and you could take one home today. A lot of people don't even know about the exotic animal trade and how a lot of our lions, tigers, and bears live in abuse daily, and they're used, nothing more, used for nothing more than to be exploited or to make a profit or shot as a trophy or whatever. So from that moment on, I've just kind of started getting a little bit more involved and learning about big cats and bears, and I've been working with big animals every day since then, hands-on until today.
Well, I love that. Well, we have to talk about this sanctuary. It's on 94 acres. It's in Alpine. I didn't know about it. It's fabulous. Talk to us a little bit about this place and what you guys do here.
Well, at Lions, Tigers, and Bears, we rescue lions, tigers, and bears. We're an education center, so you can come and visit our rescued animals and learn about what we do. We work all over the country, so we might be the first ones called by a first responder to help someone get a tiger out of their basement or their bedroom or their backyard, or a roadside zoo that's being closed down or closing down because they're broke, or whatever the circumstances. If there's an animal that needs help, we try to get there and either bring that animal here for life or get it to another proper sanctuary. And a lot of times we're do the first medical that animal's ever had that day right in the field before we move from whatever state we're in. Last year in South Dakota, we moved over 300 animals.
Well, what about the accreditation? Because you guys have the highest here. That really sets you guys apart.
So we're accredited by Global Federal Association of Sanctuaries and the American Sanctuary Association. We're also a BBB charity. So of course we have audited books every year, and you get to know where your money goes. And if you come to Lions, Tigers, and Bears, you will see where your donations go, because we have slowly built this place from nothing more than a cow pasture up to what you're going to see today.
Well, and I want to talk about the animals, the species that you have here. 65 or 66 animals here?
Right. Right now we currently have 65 animals, 17 different species, from lions, tigers, bears, miniature horse, miniature donkey, horses, macaw, leopards, serval, bobcat, all kinds of animals.
Now let's talk about what's available for people. They can get involved. They can volunteer, they can obviously donate, but they can come out here and have one-of-a-lifetime experiences.
We have 6 educational visits by appointment a week, and you can pick your time. And the keepers slowly go around, introduce you to every animal, tell you their story. There's opportunities to feed them because we do it at feeding time so that the animals actually enjoy our company instead of being neurotic and pacing like you might see at a zoo. They enjoy when the people come around. And then we do some groups. We have weddings, corporate events. We have a place you can sleep over.
And that's White Oak, which we actually got to stay in last night. It's phenomenal. The decor, just hearing the lions at night. I mean, you have to try it. If you have not been out here, you have to come out. But you guys also do other things too, like there's memberships, there's volunteer programs, there's like membership for a day, right?
Right, and you don't have to be here in San Diego to help. There's so many ways. Even just, liking us on Facebook, share to your friends, go to your local grocery store and talk about lions, tigers, and bears, talk about animals that need help.
Well, and tell everybody where to find you. They can go to your website,
which is www.lionstigersandbears.org.
Perfect.
So simple.
You have to come out and see this place. It's amazing. So you are going to be so great and take us on a little tour of the property.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited.
So we call them educational visits because it's fun and educational, and we get to meet each animal.
So talk to us a little bit about the bears.
Well, this is Meatball. We call him Meatball 210. So he was what they call in the state of California a nuisance bear, going to get people's trash every Tuesday night. So he was caught up 3 times, and third strike, they either have to be put down in the state of California or go to a sanctuary. So
oh my gosh,
he's been here with us about 3 years now, and he's just a big bear. Bear.
And show me how to feed.
Yeah, just put it on the fork. And then he just loves any kind of almond butter, peanut butter, jelly, jams, fruit, spread,
So it's peanut butter and jelly that you're actually feeding them.
Yep.
They're not picky. How old is Meatball?
He's about 10 years old now.
Meatball!
So he's a full-grown adult, and believe it or not, he's red, but he's actually an American black bear. So they can be different colors, but he's still a black bear.
So we are with the Grizzly Bears. Tell us the story about these guys.
So this is Albert and Cherry Bomb, and they actually both came from North Carolina, and they originated from what we call the pits, which are literally cinder block pits. So the bears live within these pits. They can't see out, and they're in breeding pairs, and then the public can throw food over the top down. It's very sad. And then they'll pull the babies and put them up top for people can get their picture taken.
Okay.
So that's where they originated. They both have neurological problems from malnutrition as a baby, and then they were bounced, when they're too old to have their picture taken, bounced from roadside zoo to roadside zoo. And then they ended up with a nice couple in their backyard, but then of course private ownership, it never works, and they couldn't care for the bears, so we went to North Carolina and picked them up.
How many bears do you guys have here on the property?
We have 10, and we're actually fixing to build some more bear habitats right now. So, we would like to see the exotic trade stopped, but in the meantime, there's animals that need to be rescued.
This is Conga.
This is Conga, and she came from Texas. She's been here since she's about 6 weeks old. And the lady who had her in Texas was in quite a bit of trouble with the USDA, and she actually had a brother at the time, and the brother went to someone else, and then we kept Conga.
Conga! And she'll just climb up on the fence?
Oh yeah, she'll jump up on the fence like pretty high.
Oh my gosh.
Super. So these are the cats that can lift 6 times their body weight up a tree, so they'll hunt and take their prey up the tree. So that's why she has all little climbing things and her little alleyway up along the top, and she'll actually play with the other cats through the fence. And so it's good exercise for her.
That's right. We saw her playing with Maverick. Well, and it's got to be fulfilling when you get them and they're not in good shape, and then you turn it around.
Right.
And you see that with the animals.
She was hard because she wasn't eating when she came in, but obviously she's eating now and doing great.
So we're in front of the sisters. Talk to us about these guys.
So this is Surian and Jillian, and they're actually in with their brother Bakari too. So they've been with us, I believe, since 2003, and they came from a failing sanctuary in Louisiana.
Can I have you stand up high too? Maybe. I don't know if you will or not. We'll see. Will you? Maybe? Oh, yay! So, I love Maverick. I fell in love with him the first time we were here. But talk to us about his story.
So we got a call on Easter, and we went up in the middle of the night Easter to pick him up. And from what we've been told, he was compensated from Tyga, the rap star, from his trainer.
Tyga's Tyga.
Tyga's Tyga. So, of course, as a pet, probably to do videos or whatever, and it was illegal. So he stayed here through the court case, and now he'll stay here for life. So he's been here since he's about 80 pounds, about 8 months old.
Well, and you bottle fed him, right?
Right, he was on the bottle when he came. He was eating meat, but he was still on the bottle. He still acts like, you know, a young tiger, and he's real playful. He loves people.
How old is he now?
He is a little over 4.
He is playful, and it's almost like he like gets down cat-like and then sort of like comes at you and like hops around.
Like all the behaviors of your house cat, but on a huge level.
On like a
Exactly.
600-pound level.
Exactly.
For more information on this amazing organization, you can go to lionstigersandbears.org. When we come back, we are in studio talking about the documentary, Not a War Story. Stay tuned. Not a War Story is the behind-the-scenes documentary of Range 15, the most highly decorated military movie of all time, with cameos by William Shatner, Danny Trejo, and Sean Astin, just to name a few. Not a War Story is a feature-length documentary directed by Tim O'Donnell and produced by Nick Palmisciano about the military veteran community, their aspirations, and the craft involved in the making of Range 15. We're honored to have in studio today veteran movie producer Nick Palmisciano and Tim O'Donnell, Emmy-nominated award-winning documentary filmmaker who directed this film. Hey guys.
Thanks so much for having us. Really appreciate it.
So excited to have you guys here today. I can't wait to dive into this movie because it's very empowering. Before we do though, I want to talk to the viewers a little bit about your story and your history because you really are walking the walk when it comes to the veteran thing. Your father was an Italian immigrant who served in Vietnam.
Yes.
You were in the Army for 6 years.
6 years, yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
It is absolutely the best and hardest job that I've ever had in my entire life. The only way that you could have more responsibility than being a 23-year-old platoon leader would be to become elected president. Honest to God. There's nothing else I've done in business or in anything that is remotely on the same level.
Well, and the other thing I love about you is you also created this apparel company, which is pretty phenomenal. And it is disabled veteran run as well.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
So, you know, when I left the military, I went to grad school and then got a corporate job, and I kind of found myself in this rut. You know, I was doing well. I had a successful career, but I didn't feel any meaning in it. I missed the community. I missed having a bunch of people around me that had the same values, that were working together, that looked out for each other. And so I started this as a hobby. And a couple of years in, quit my job and became a real entrepreneur.
Well, and tell the viewers, because I'm sure they're wondering, how do you make that transition from entrepreneur to filmmaker? Because it doesn't seem like an easy task.
Yeah, it's interesting because business fundamentals are the same no matter what you're doing, right? The big thing that helped us with the movie is that we built an audience. So when we went to Hollywood and said, hey, we want to do this film, and when we were rejected, our audience and then the audience from the guys at Article 15 who we partnered with on this film, they just came together and said, well, we're gonna do it with you. And we went to Indiegogo and we tried to raise $350,000, and we did that in 30 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And went on to raise $1.2 million on Indiegogo, which is the fourth largest they've ever had.
Well, and that's what I wanted to dive into with Tim. I mean, how did you guys start collaborating? How did this come about that you worked together on this project?
Yeah, so we met 9 years ago at a UFC fight. And luckily I bumped into this guy.
What was the name of that Coliseum?
It was the Bojangles Coliseum.
Bojangles.
Yeah, in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're in a parking lot. So, you know, I'm a civilian, and this was a really unique entryway into the veteran perspective. And that's what I kind of love about this film, Not a War Story, is like, it has this, you have this ability to get inside the psyche of American veteran through humor, through dark humor.
Well, and for the viewers that don't know, so this started with Range 15. So you guys were filming Range 15, and then you decided to do this behind the scenes. And you had told me downstairs, you know, you were thinking maybe it's going to be 10 minutes, but it ended up being a full feature. How cool is that?
Part of the storyline is sort of changing the perspective of how we view veterans. And we had a lot of people come up and say, you know, like I had a friend who has a brother who's a veteran, and they, you know, had difficulties just personally, you know, communication-wise, and she was crying, and she's like, you know, I understand them now. You know, I think I was hard on them for X, Y, and Z, but now this film has kind of opened it up, and it's a better, you know, kind of viewpoint into like what's actually going on there, what that humor means, and why they're doing that.
Well, and that's a good point, because I want to talk about Mary Dagg, right? Because she lost her arms, and then she's in there, and she was kind of poking fun at herself, and people were giving you guys a hard time about that type of humor. So there's a lot of great stories in here.
You're not going to find a more motivated, happy person that loves life than Mary. You know, Marcus Luttrell had the same feeling. You know, that guy relives. For those of you that don't know, he's the lone survivor. That guy, every time he goes out to speak, he's reliving the worst day of his life. Well, in this movie, he's the first guy that dies. You know, like
he's not the lone survivor anymore.
And that's actually the line from the movie.
Well, so we're gonna actually show a clip right now of the movie. So I want you guys to take a look at this.
First positions, everyone. Stand by for camera set.
I was gonna stab her with this one, like a couple times.
Yeah.
Because it's retractable, and then I was just gonna like slice the back of her neck.
That's genius. All right, background. Somebody hold this. I'm gonna roll on it. Okay, full go right here, guys. Full go.
I definitely don't share my humor at family gatherings because no one gets it and I get strange looks.
I think it's kind of a little darker sense of humor from being in the military. We just kind of run out of jokes, and so nothing's off limits.
Even stuff that I feel like is obviously funny, like I'll drop something and just be like, oh, I'm all thumbs. Everyone around me is just like, I'm like, no, I realize I don't have hands.
When I was deployed on a ship for 6 months at a time, my escape from reality was movies.
If it was a military movie, it was either us in combat killing or dying, or guys coming back home and having a problem. What this movie does is, man, it kind of brings you into the fold, into how we perceive things. And you watch it, yeah, is it dark? Sure it is, man. But I mean, our humor's got to be dark because of the life we live in.
You're literally picking up a human being off the ground that clacked himself off, and it should be super serious, but at the same time, you're like, man, how else are you going to deal with this? A coping mechanism to allow you to move through those things is humor.
Oh my gosh, this looks so unbelievable. I can't wait to see the whole movie. And how can people find out about the movie too?
Yeah, so you can go to NotAWarStory.com. That'll have all the information for distribution.
And then Facebook, we've got Range 15, the Range 15 Facebook page, the Ranger Up Facebook page, and the Article 15 Facebook page. Regularly update everybody about what's going on with the movie.
We are just so excited to see what you guys have in store. I mean, congratulations on everything. I love what you're doing. I can't wait to support you in any way that we can.
Thank you for having us. Really appreciate it.
So much fun. For more information on Nick and this movie, you can go to NotAWarStory.com. When we come back, it's our Pulse on the Scene segment. Don't touch that remote. Now it's time for our Pulse on the Scene segment, where we take you inside the best events in San Diego and nationwide. On today's episode, we're on the scene with our skincare sponsors and gurus, Erin and Larissa from Urban Skincare, where we learn about waxing and the proper technique. Take a look.
Hi everyone, it's Larissa.
And I'm Erin. We are San Diego's skincare experts, and we're gonna get started with doing some speed waxing. So this is Andrea, and we're gonna start off by putting a little bit of powder on her legs. So we use an azulene-based wax, and it's really great and calming for the skin. So if anybody has any sensitivity to their skin, it's a perfect type of wax for that.
Speed waxing is a unique technique that Erin and I have mastered with our 15 years of experience in waxing. And so we find that applying the wax in larger areas very quickly and then removing just as fast is really the way to go.
Everybody needs something a little speedy, so this is a perfect way of coming in and out here at our office. So she could come in here during her lunch break and she'll be in and out with a full leg in 30 minutes.
And typically our Brazilians are under 10 minutes as well.
So a typical client would want to come in every 4 weeks for this service. If you're, going to a function and you needed to come in and get a little spot treat, come in and we'll clean up all the little random hairs that you have. So now you see I have waxed all this hair off, and I'm just going to put a nice little after wax afterwards, and it's an kind of a combo between an oil and an antiseptic lotion to make sure that her skin stays nice and smooth, and then her skin doesn't get irritated.
We love it. It works amazing. The clients love the way it feels on their skin, and it's super soothing.
How does it feel, Andrea? Good.
I feel nice, silky, and smooth.
Right?
Hey.
I know, and that is your speed wax. We'll see you guys next time on The Pulse.
For more information on this service and how you can book a treatment at Urban Skincare, you can go to urbanskincare.com. Don't touch that remote, because when we come back, we're on the streets in Little Italy. Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pulse. I'm your host, Cindy Matalucci. We all know how hard it is to be an entrepreneur. We work 24/7 and every day we're putting out fires. We wanted to inspire and empower you local business owners to never give up on your dreams. And we thought we would interview some successful local business owners in Little Italy to tell you what they do to keep inspired. Hi, I'm Cindy Matalucci, and you're watching The Pulse. We're on the scene in Little Italy. We love inspiring local entrepreneurs to never give in the towel. We know it's a hustle, we know it's a grind, we know it's not easy, but we want to motivate you. So today we're talking to people on the street, local entrepreneurs, to give you their advice on how they stay motivated. Are you ready? Let's do it. Hi, I'm here with Katie, owner of Stroll Boutique. How are you?
Good, good.
So today we're talking about entrepreneur confessions. I know you hustle, you grind. It's a lot of work. You're here all the time.
All the time.
How do you motivate, yourself to stay motivated in what you're doing?
Well, I think being an entrepreneur, that is the hardest part. It's not like you can wake up and not feel good and you're sick and you call the boss and you're like, hey, I'm not coming in. You call yourself. So that doesn't really exist. For me, I like hanging out with like-minded people. We get to network, we get to talk about their struggles and my struggles, and then together we come up with something cool or different, or just knowing someone else is going through the same thing that I am.
I want to know, what is your biggest struggle as an entrepreneur?
I think that's just it, staying on top of it all. It's the marketing, it's the events, it's the merchandising, it's getting new vendors in, it's getting new product, keeping the store looking good. I mean, it's the whole package. It's fun at the end of the day and it's rewarding, and that's why we do it, but you have to love the struggle.
It's 24/7, it's real. Well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you for coming, it's been fun.
Check out Stroll. I'm here with the owners of the Loading Dock, Chris and Ryan. How are you guys?
Everything's great. How you doing?
I'm great.
Doing great. It's Friday. Happy Friday.
It's Friday. So I want to know what you do. We want to inspire entrepreneurs. What do you guys do when you're having a day where you want to throw in the towel, but you don't do it? What do you do?
Well, I think the number one thing is you got to plan. You got to be strategic from the beginning to the end. There's ups and downs, especially in the restaurant and event business, which we're well aware there's high seasons and low seasons. So I think if you put the projection and follow your goals, one day to the next, you'll have ups and downs, but the main goal is execute for the whole year and then re-strategize if needed.
I love that.
And I grew up with my dad. He's an entrepreneur himself, and I see the hard work that he put into his business and the success that he has created. And so I just think about all the times that he's put in the hard work and done that, and it's motivated me to keep going and to strive to be as good as he is.
Well, you guys are a family business, which I love, so there's got to be a lot of stress with that, right?
No stress.
I love
fun and games. Yeah.
I love that. So, okay, so tell us now, I mean, what would you say your biggest struggle as an entrepreneur is?
Well, I think the biggest struggles are in the first 6 to 8 months. You have to raise the proper capital to execute. It's probably number one. Put the proper performa and schedule, and then it's building all those things you don't think about: the website, the marketing, the SEO, everything that goes around the starting spot. If you fast forward to month 12 to 18, I mean, that's the fun, right? Things are rolling, all that hard work and initial early mornings, construction, and so on. It's out of the way. So I think, that first 8 to 12 months is for sure the most difficult. So putting all that together, having a schedule, having a great team around you, it helps because, only one person can't do all jobs.
The work-life balance, it's 24/7, but we do it, right? That's why we come in here to the loading dock and have some drinks, right?
Unwind.
Absolutely.
You got to check these guys out. I know. Thank you so much. These guys have a great event space. You can host your next event, the loading dock. And thank you guys for sharing your story.
Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
See you next time. I'm here at Take Me Home with Gabriella. How are you?
Hi.
So talk to us about what you do when you're just having a bad day, you want to throw in the towel. What do you do to reignite your passion for what you do?
Sometimes it requires taking some time for yourself and actually getting out of here and not being okay with shutting the door and taking a break, maybe going somewhere that inspires you. Maybe it's an hour away from here, maybe it's 3 hours away from here, but something that invigorates you, your spirit, to get you back in the groove again.
I love it because it's not easy, we know that, but this place is fabulous. Obviously you're so creative. What would you say you struggle with the most as an entrepreneur? What's your biggest struggle?
Biggest struggle probably is when someone comes in and you feel like you've thrown your passion into this place and they kind of look at it like it's odd or they don't understand it, but everything makes so much sense to you. And sometimes, it lets you down a little bit and you feel like, okay, I'll try harder. But from those same moments of feeling weakness, you also gravitate towards finding strengths that you can build on.
I love that. I know we're hard on ourselves. Yeah. So tell everybody where to find out about you because this place is fabulous.
Online, it's Take Me Home Furnishings, and for Instagram, it's Shop Take Me Home.
I want to thank all of these amazing entrepreneurs for sharing their story. And remember, if you have a story for us, contact us on social media at The Pulse SD or on our website, thepulsesd.com. That's going to do it for today's episode. We'll see you next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego.